The following is a brief walkthrough a number of inventory reports that are available within Counterpoint. To locate the inventory reports, please navigate to Inventory, Reports, and here is quite a handful of reports. I will just show one example, but you can try out different reports here to see the different variations and the different emphasis that other reports here show. I will begin with Inventory Analysis Report. In this case, I will choose a single location main. I will leave the other defaults here, and at this time I'm not doing any filtering on item, and I will just preview this report. This is a simple, straightforward inventory report in which I am showing items, I'm showing quantities, retail value, etc. My standard report had defaulted to the top 10. I can expand that by taking off the top 10 restriction and just choosing all. Again, this is just a simple inventory report called inventory analysis that shows you these fields, the item, the quantity on hand, etc. Another example of a standard inventory report would be inventory status. Again, I will leave the defaults here. I will filter for one location, and we will preview that. And you can see a breakout of your items. And in this case, this particular report shows a few different options. In this example, it still shows on hand, on PO, but this report shows mins and maxes, last received, last sold, etc. In this example, there was a gridded item, which was a jacket, and we can see a breakdown of the different colors and sizes for these different fields. Another example of a inventory report that's commonly used is the valuation report. If I click on this report, I can preview this. I will let's see here, we'll go here and say preview, and this will give me a breakout of my items and an overall inventory valuation if I go to the very last page. That is the inventory valuation. That report, when ran, is always today's value. If you'd like to run a report for a date in the past, you can go to Inventory Valuation Report, Historical. If I click on this, I can go here, I can select a date range for some date in the past. I'll go to the 1st of December. I will choose to see all. Currently, this is grouped by category. I'll show you what that looks like. This becomes an inventory valuation by category, which might be a helpful report. This also has the option for a pie chart, which I can turn on. And this report has the option, instead of grouping by groups, I could choose to do this by item. Again, I have my date range set for the 1st of December, and I can preview. And this now becomes my valuation, but I'm looking back to the first day of the month. One more inventory report to point out is when I go to Inventory, Reports, Merchandise Analysis. This report allows the user to choose how you want to group and how you want to organize the report. So essentially, you can build your own inventory report. We will begin by grouping by category, and I'll leave this date range. We'll do year to date, for example. And on the select columns, I get to pick and choose what columns I have. I'm going to go with my defaults for now, and we'll preview this. And this is essentially an inventory report that I've created where I chose how I wanted to group and what trends or which columns that I wanted to see. As another example of this, instead of grouping by category, instead of group, I would choose by item. And I get to choose how I rank this. I get to group how I sort this. Even though I'm showing item level detail, I could choose to group this by category. And again, I'll go with my default date range. I'll leave my default columns here and preview this. And this is essentially an inventory report that I've designed based on I wanted to show item level detail, I wanted to group by category, and which columns I chose to show. Now, these defaults I've shown so far are great, but you can go into the Select Columns designer and you can pick and choose other columns. So for example, Instead of seeing profit percent here or profit dollars or even cost of sales, I might be interested to show quantity on hand or other columns I might choose to show there. So let's preview that and you'll see how that changes the look of the report. Now I still have my number of transactions and quantity sold, but now I have a current quantity on hand for this report. If after you've played with this, you've come up with a layout that you like, you can go to Options. Like any report in Counterpoint, you can go to Save Parameters, and you can give this a name. In this case, I'm going to give this the name Inventory Report by Item with quantity on hand. By saving the parameters, I can come back at a later time if I go to Merchandise Analysis Report, and if I click on Options, Load Parameters, I can pull up what I've created in the past, click Load, and everything's right back to where I was, and choose Preview, and there's my report right back. That is a brief walkthrough of some of the reports that are available for inventory reporting in Counterpoint. For a list of all the reports, you can check out Inventory Reports and check out the different options. As always, if you have any questions, please contact us at LPA Retail. Thank you.